Yeah, 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 yeah.
Our cultural elites, they hate you. They really, really hate you. They love them.
What?
Right? Everything for them is about assuring their own sense of virtue and a place for them among the peoples. This is their goal. And never do you see this more than when it comes to people who are just panderers like Jon Stewart. So Jon Stewart has a new show on Apple TV. And this new show is basically just old man spouting left-wing propaganda talking points. And it's awkward. It's hard to walk.
Bro, who is Jon Stewart? I've never even heard that name before. Jon Stewart. I think I've seen this guy before. I don't really... What happened to the problem? I don't know, man. He just looks like some old dude.
Watch. But it does demonstrate how members of the left think of you, particularly in our entertainment elite. This is how they think of you. And they wish to push the most left-wing views imaginable. So here is Jon Stewart. This is the other night. Doing first of all, the screen cap is everything. It is a white man sitting in front of a in front of a board that says, "The problem with white people." The problem with white people. And it's a bunch of people, white people looking like they are carving a turkey for dinner. It's like a traditional white family. When I say traditional, I mean it looks like mom and dad and some kids and some grandkids. The problem with white people, says this old white man. And yes, Jon Stewart now qualifies as an old white man. Here he is ranting about how white people are the worst, Jon Stewart.
For however sincerely we want to reckon and listen, the truth is America has always prioritized white comfort over black survival. Black people have had to fight so hard for equality that they've been irreparably set back in the pursuit of equity.
We did have to fight so hard for equality. Like, everyone knows that. We had to fight so hard for equality. However, what is the other part that mean we're not given equity? I don't think I understand. I don't think I understand what that means. I don't think we're not given equity in America. At least not economically.
They've been irreparably set back in the pursuit of equity.
So, this 59-year-old white man is telling you that white people have always prized their own comfort. Now, apparently it doesn't apply to him, but here's the thing. It does apply to him. It does apply to him. Because Jon Stewart is about assuring his own comfort, his own ideological comfort. It makes him feel better to dissociate from the other bad white people. When he says this, he becomes one of the good white people. There's a point that black author Shelby Steele has made repeatedly in his book, White Guilt, that so much of our current media culture, so much of our elite culture is driven by white liberals who wish to run the whole thing. And no more even white liberals, white radical left.
Yeah, who do you think you are, Jon Stewart? Who do you think you are? You think you could just come on here and say whatever you want, try to appease to the black minority and voice these radical civil rights takes? I don't know, man. But all I'm saying is you would be a part of that. Like, are we supposed to give you, like, brownie points for, I guess, being on the side of the black people? Like, oh, I'm on their side, so they want to attack me. Oh, I'm on their side, so yeah, everyone else made their millions using white privilege, but me, I didn't make mine using white privilege. I just, like, bruh, you literally have a show on Apple TV. You're an old white man. If anybody's privileged, it's you. So what are you even trying to say? Like, are you going to talk about that? Are you going to go deeper into your privilege, or does the privilege just skip you? Did it just skip your family and just jump on everyone else? Like, I want to know. I want you to explain what you mean by that.
Who wish to run the whole thing. And the way that they get to maintain their moral imprimatur is by condemning all the other bad white people, all the other bigoted people. And Jon Stewart is indicative of this case. And so there was this very strange and awkward exchange between Jon Stewart and Andrew Sullivan, who is a gay white man, and a crazy white race-baiting lady named Lisa Bond. Lisa Bond runs an organization that is just one of the great grifts I've ever heard of. I've talked about it on the program before. She runs it with Sarah Rao, and the entire thing is she gets together with guilty white upper-crust liberals, and she lectures them about racism. It is called Race to Dinner. It costs $2,500. And you can list the services of Race to Dinner, according to Mediaite, whose helpful grifters will come to your house, eat your food, and tell you how racist you are. It's an actual thing. And Lisa Bond runs it. So, Jon Stewart has on Lisa Bond and Andrew Sullivan. And Andrew Sullivan points out that wokeness is a big negative. For the vast majority of Americans, they're not interested in being categorized by race. They want to be treated as individuals. And Lisa Bond goes off on Andrew Sullivan because, after all, he has no authority to speak. He is a white man. Now, just on the intersectional hierarchy, let's point out here that Lisa Bond is a white woman. Andrew Sullivan is a gay white man.
Bro, I just don't understand, bro. Like, you do realize it's like a different side to the same coin. Similarly to how black people were treated during the civil rights movement, where we were treated less than because of our race, because people didn't want to be associated with black people. We were worth 3/5 of a human. It's like when you focus so much on race, and saying like, no, you are oppressed. You don't have the same rights as everyone else. No. What if I don't feel oppressed? Why are you telling me that I'm oppressed? All I'm saying is you're trying to victimize an entire race or group of people does more harm than it does good. And I just don't understand what message you're really trying to get across, because if I had a son, a little black son or a little black daughter, and somebody just kept telling them, you're a victim, you're a victim, you're a victim, I would be, first of all, I will file a restraining order against you and my family. I just don't understand why this is so prevalent in society now. Like, why do you keep telling us we're victims? What if I don't feel like a victim? What if I really believe that I can achieve anything I want to achieve? But by you telling me that, no, you're a victim, you can't achieve anything, eventually you're going to start believing that. You're going to start believing that, wait, maybe I can't achieve what I want. Maybe I am a victim. Yeah, I am a victim. Yeah. But all I'm saying is, man, it's counterproductive. And I think you should stop doing it. Like, it's counterproductive.
So I don't know Lisa Bond's sexual orientation, but assuming that she's not gay, this means that he outranks her on the intersectional hierarchy because Andrew Sullivan is openly gay. That doesn't matter because Andrew Sullivan is about to say something that is not in line with leftist thinking. You only get to be on the leftist intersectional hierarchy if you agree with everything that they say.
Hierarchy.
Which is how Jon Stewart gets to say the things he says. So Lisa Bond is about to rip into Andrew Sullivan, and Jon Stewart will agree because Jon Stewart has lost the thread, because left-wing America has lost the thread.
I'm going to put everybody in the thing. All of us white people do this. I don't care if we say we're abolitionists. I don't care if we say we're progressive. I don't care if we're literally members of the KKK. Every single white person upholds these systems and structures of white supremacy, and we have got to talk about it.
Y'all are genuinely crazy, bro. That is an insane statement. That is an insane statement, man. So you're telling me some of the best people I've met have been a different mix of races. I know very good white people, I know very good black people, I know very good Asian people. So you're telling me some of the best white people I've met, deep down, that they are just holding up systems that I'm just so stupid to see. Like, I'm just so dumb that I can't even picture the systems holding up. They're holding up behind me when I'm not looking. They're holding, like, all I'm saying is, man, you're disrespecting not only my race, saying we're too stupid to see these systems, because what if I told you I didn't see the systems? What would you say to me? Well, maybe you're just not smart enough to see them. Or maybe, what if you had a white son who genuinely is a good person, or you have a white coworker or a white friend who's a good person? You're just going to be like, well, you're a good person. You're like a saint. You're the best person I ever met, but you're still holding up the system. So, like, bruh, come on now.
If I could finger snap, I would finger snap right now.
Because finger snapping. And look at all these white people talk about how morally superior to you they are. We have to talk about it, says Lisa Bond. Okay, let's talk about how much money you are making off of stupid radical leftists who think that they've alleviated their white guilt by hiring a white broad to tell them about their own internalized racism. You morons. I mean, it's just incredible. But this has bled up to every element of our society, every element. The radical left, everything that starts off as a radical left proposal in America eventually becomes mainstream. And so now you have, for example, the NFL, which has announced that they are going to create rules that force the hiring of women and people of color. Force it, which, by the way, is a violation of the Civil Rights Act. And we talked at the beginning of the show about the Biden administration suggesting it's a violation of the Civil Rights Act for you to say, I don't want my kindergartner indoctrinated with LGBTQ propaganda. You know what's actually a violation of the Civil Rights Act? Hiring people because of their race. That is a violation not only of the Civil Rights Act, it's a violation of the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution.
I just want to know, like, and I think I'm at least above average intelligence. But it's this one question that I just cannot answer. Where is this going to lead? Like, in 50 years, where is this going to end up at? Because you're forcing companies, private companies, they're not even government or anything. You're forcing private companies to hire a specific minority or a group of people. How will this end up in just time? Because remember the last time this happened. So how is it gonna affect society?
But the NFL is doing it now. According to NPR, at an owners' meeting this week in Florida, the league announced other diversity steps as well. A 6-person committee of advisors from outside the NFL to review the league's hiring practices, and a commitment by teams to increase diversity among team owners, a fraternity that's almost entirely white. The NFL says teams have to actually hire a, quote, a female or a member of an ethnic or racial minority as an offensive assistant coach in 2022. So it's now a make-work program for affirmative action candidates over in the NFL. Why? Because, after all, we are also racist. We are also racist. And this myth must continue to be pervaded, that America is a deeply racist country, despite the fact that by polling data, we are perhaps the least racist country on planet Earth. It's amazing how critics of America have spent zero time actually investigating other countries.
Yeah, man, like, this is the last thing I'm going to say before I end this video. I don't get what these companies are trying to do. I want to get it from a good moral perspective, but, like, it's just extremely condescending when you look at a group of people and say, oh, we could hire you. Like, yeah, you probably aren't the best, but we could hire you. But then again, maybe they are the best, but I just feel like hiring someone specifically off of, or taking race into a big account or gender into a big account is condescending. Because what if they actually earned that spot? People are just going to still build resentment for them because they're going to be like, oh, you're a diversity hire or you're this. When maybe that's not even the case. I think it does more harm than good. But then again, then again. I think it does more harm than good. If you have any suggestions, comment them down below, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.